How you doing? This is Viking Bob, and today we're going to lay down some color in the river here to start our sky reflections. And we're going to block in these awful buildings on the right here. We're going to start with some titanium white and a number 5 filbert brush. We're going to start up underneath our bridge. We're going to stay with our number 5 filbert, and we're going to pick up a little bit of cadmium yellow light here in a second and start cutting it in. Pretty much going in the directions of our river ripples. Left to right, we're going to pick up our number 7 round. With a dusting motion, start to blend it in back and forth. Keeping our same brush, we'll pick up a little bit of cadmium yellow orange. With little circular dusting movements, start blending this in. Working our way towards the foreground. Pick up a little bit more yellow, a little bit of white, blend them together on our palette. Also mixing them on the canvas. Keeping the same brush, we're going to grab titanium white and just start splotching it on the left side of the canvas. And we're going to grab our 3/8 inch mop. And we're going to start making little circular dusting movements. Now we're going to just take the tip of our brush and just dab it lightly in our purple. And just lightly touch our canvas with real light circular movements. We're going to keep the same brush, also touch our Prussian blue. Start to highlight a little bit in our whites in yellow. Not to push too hard so we don't turn our yellows green. Try and stay to the white. Go back to the purple. Make our purple a little more defined as we move down towards where our blue is going to be in our river. Take our purple, we're going to move up towards our yellow, because our yellow isn't going to turn into green. Now we're going to take our 1.5 inch household brush, mix it with our Prussian blue and a little bit of titanium white. Just start splashing it on the foreground of our canvas. Start bringing it down each side, giving us enough room for our reflections for our buildings. Towards the center, where our sunlight's going to be, we want to blend in a little bit of white. And you just want to dab this onto the brush and not worry about mixing it on the palette. You want our work to be done mostly on the canvas. So you don't want it to be neat. We're going to grab our 1/2 or 3/4 inch mop, and with circular movements, start swirling these colors together. Don't worry about making waves and brush marks in our paint. It's going to look a little uneven and not so neat at this point. Once you have your blue looking halfway decent and pretty smooth, go left to right and try and knock your brush marks out. Grab a clean mop. We're going to move up into our light colors and start bringing those down into our blue. This is what we have. You can see the darks in our lights. We're going to take our light mop with a little bit of white, which we barely have any paint on, and just barely touching the canvas, start swirling the colors around. Bring the light down into the blue to mask our blue infiltration into our lights. Keep repeating this until the blue color starts to subside. Grab a clean brush and start bringing the colors around until they start to move in the directions that you like to see them. These mops have a tendency to shed. If they do this, don't bother with a tweezer. You won't get it out without removing. So just flick the brush up. You should be able to snag the errant hair that appears in your paint. Just keep moving the paint around till you like which way it goes, till you start seeing clouds appearing in your water reflection. Remember, this is just an underpainting. It's not going to look finished. You want to build on this as your painting progresses. You want a rough match of what your sky looks like. You want blue in your foreground as it fades into the brightness to where your bridge is. You just want a little reflection in your water. In our next video, we'll start adding depth to our water back by the bridge and adding detail to our buildings along the river.